You are disappearing right now while you nod along to someone else's plan. Can you even remember what you wanted this morning? You have trained everyone around you to expect your compliance, not through a single conversation but through 10,000 micro-surrenders. The lunch spot you said was fine when it wasn't. The meeting time you agreed to that wrecked your morning routine. The favor you said yes to while your own deadline screamed in your calendar. You have taught them that your needs are negotiable, that your time bends, that your comfort is optional. This is called the reciprocity distortion. You operate under the belief that if you give enough, accommodate enough, sacrifice enough, eventually the scales will balance. Eventually they will see your exhaustion and offer rest. Eventually they will notice the pattern and say, no, I'll handle this one. But reciprocity requires two people tracking the ledger. You are the only one counting. You are the only one who knows the weight of what you carry. The cost is not just your time, it is your identity erosion. Every time you override your own preference to absorb someone else's, you send a message to your nervous system. Your signals do not matter. Your hunger is not real hunger. Your fatigue is not real fatigue. Your no is not a real no. And over months, years, decades, you stop receiving your own transmissions clearly. I watched my friend Sarah do this for 7 years in her marketing job. She was the person everyone went to when they needed someone to stay late, take on the ugly project, cover the client call no one wanted. And she said yes because she believed she was building credit. She believed there was a vault somewhere with her name on it, filling with goodwill. This is the visibility paradox. The more you accommodate, the more you blend into the infrastructure. You become the dependable backdrop, not the main event. You become the system that runs quietly, and functional systems do not get attention until they break. And even when you break, when you finally hit burnout and say you cannot do this anymore, they are confused because they never saw you struggling. You have confused self-sacrifice with virtue. Somewhere along the way, you internalize the message that your worth is directly proportional to your usefulness to others. That love is something you earn through service. That rest is something you deserve only after you have exhausted every other option. This is not moral. This is not kind. This is a protection mechanism you developed when being small and accommodating kept you safe. Let me tell you what is happening in your nervous system. When you override your own needs repeatedly, your brain begins to perceive your authentic self as a threat. Because every time you express a real preference and then abandon it to accommodate someone else, you create internal conflict. Your brain learns that authenticity leads to discomfort, so it starts suppressing your real responses before they even reach your conscious awareness. And then there is the resentment accumulation. You think you are being generous, but generosity requires freedom. What you are doing is obligatory service driven by fear. Fear that if you say no, you will be rejected. Fear that if you prioritize yourself, you will be seen as selfish. Fear that your worth is conditional on your compliance. And every time you say yes from that place, you are not giving, you are paying ransom. Here is the part no one tells you. The people you are trying to please, they are not monitoring your scoreboard. They are not sitting around marveling at your selflessness. Most of them have no idea you are suffering because you have become so skilled at hiding it. You smile when you are overwhelmed. You say it is no problem when it is absolutely a problem. You perform ease while you are drowning. The moment you stopped apologizing for breathing, something shifted. Not permission, recognition. You finally saw the tax you'd been paying. Sarah told me that the moment she realized this, she was sitting in her car in the office parking lot at 9 p.m. on a Friday. She had just sent an email apologizing for not being able to work over the weekend because she had a family obligation. The family obligation was her own birthday. She was apologizing for celebrating her own birthday. And sitting there staring at that sent email, she felt something crack. Now here is the twist you are not expecting. The solution is not boundaries, I know. That is what every self-help post tells you. Just set boundaries, just say no. But boundaries are a behavioral strategy. And your issue is not behavior. Your issue is that you believe at a core level that you do not have the right to take up space unless you have earned it. This is called conditional existence. You have internalized the rule that your right to exist comfortably is contingent on the comfort of everyone around you. That you are allowed to have needs only if no one else is inconvenienced by them. That your feelings are valid only if they do not create conflict. So you have spent your entire life trying to be the person who fits into every situation without friction. Sarah started small. She stopped apologizing when she stated a preference, not boundary setting, just noticing when she was about to say sorry for wanting something and closing her mouth instead. The first time she said I would prefer the other restaurant without a qualifier, she told me her hands shook because she was waiting for punishment, for the relationship to collapse, for proof that she was only loved when she was convenient, and nothing happened. What she learned is that most people in her life were not exploiting her. They were just accepting what she offered. And when she stopped offering her entire self on a platter, they adjusted. Some relationships did end. The ones that were only functional when she was overextended. And that information, as painful as it was clarifying. She was not losing love, she was losing arrangements. And arrangements are not the same as connection. The shift is not in what you do. It is in what you stop believing. You stop believing that you are inherently too much. You stop believing that your needs are a burden. You stop believing that love is something you earn through depletion. And when that belief structure starts to crumble, the behaviors follow. This will feel selfish at first, because you have been conditioned to believe that taking up space is selfish. But selfishness is not having needs. Selfishness is demanding that everyone around you ignore their needs to accommodate yours. Which, ironically, is exactly what you have been allowing other people to do to you. You have been so afraid of being selfish that you have enabled everyone else's selfishness. You are not learning to be mean. You are learning to stop being invisible. And visibility requires that you let people see you when you are not convenient, when you are tired, when you disagree, when you need something. The version of you that everyone loves right now, that is a performance, and you are exhausted from performing. So here is your assignment. The next time you feel the urge to say yes when you mean no, pause, not to practice a boundary, just to notice what you are afraid will happen if you tell the truth. Write it down, look at it, and then ask yourself if that fear is based on evidence or on the belief that you are only worth loving when you are convenient. Stop negotiating with the voice that says you're too much. Start asking what you want, then say it out loud. If this video resonated with you, hit subscribe. Uncomfortable Truths releases new videos every day on personal finance, relationships, mindset, and productivity, and more. Turn on notifications so you never miss one. The truth is uncomfortable, but it's always worth it.